All right, welcome to the fall kickoff of 2020. And just like everything else in 2020, it looks a little bit different than we're used to. But we are going to go over what you need to know as a student and also as a parent going into the fall of this school year and with the Refuge Student Ministry. Well, I'm glad you're taking the time to watch this video, whether as a parent or as a student, and you want to take the time to learn what we're going to do this fall and really what to expect as a student and as a parent. If you're new to student ministry, maybe this is your first time experiencing what the Refuge SM is all about and kind of what we do and even who I am. My name is Nate. I'm the student pastor and I take care of the student ministry here at Northampton. We're going into our second year here in our second fall, figuring things out. We had no idea that our second fall here was going to be the craziest year in student ministry ever. And a lot of unexpected things, and things look a little different, but that doesn't mean that the church has stopped. It doesn't mean that student ministry has stopped. It just looks a little different. So what does a win really look like? One of the biggest things for student ministry is really defining what that win and what that vision is for the student ministry to really give it shape and to give it purpose. And this is really important so that you as a parent or as a student can understand why we do what we do and why we plan the way that we do and what to expect in the next year or the next 5 or 6 years as you spend that in student ministry. And for us, defining a win is focused around 4 spiritual habits that we believe are very, very important. The first spiritual habit that we focus on is spending time with God. The second one is spending time with others. Then comes discovering and using your spiritual gifts and sharing your story. So everything we do this year is going to be focused around these 4 things. Spending time with God on your own is really important in a student's life to help them build this very personal relationship with God that is self-starting and self-growing on their own once they graduate out of student ministry. Them spending time with others, this happens in a community of people, a community of students, a community of leaders, building healthy relationships with other Jesus followers. Then discovering and using your spiritual gifts. This is where students truly find their purpose and their identity and really what God has called them to do personally as a Jesus follower. And lastly, sharing their story. This is something we focus on, especially going into the summertime, to really show them that it's important that they share their faith and they share their story with other people. So everything that we do this year will be tied back to these 4 key spiritual habits in the lives of students. And a win for us as the Refuge Student Ministry is when a student takes a step towards God and towards their faith in one or all of these spiritual habits in some way. That's our goal here at the Refuge, and that's our goal to give students that opportunity to grow in these 4 key areas. So now that you have a rough idea of what our student ministry is about and really what we're after, what the win is for us and what our mission is to students, what are you going to expect this year of 2020? Well, expect a lot of flexibility and plans changing. That's the one thing that we can guarantee is that plans will probably change, but we're going to do our best to keep things consistent for you as a family and as a student and as parents for the rest of this year. So that's why we're trying to make it as simple as possible. As far as in-person meetings go, starting the first weekend in September on the 6th, we're going to meet here at the church outside the pavilion for our regular Sunday night Refuge Night program that we normally kick off in the fall. This is a time of games, a time of teaching, and a time of small groups so we can build around those things. And as it gets colder, we're going to move inside, and at that point, hopefully some mandates change to make it a little bit easier on us. But that's going to be our regular meeting time starting in September as we kick off on September 6th. But that's not the only thing. We know that there's some families and there's some students that still are going to stay home, and that's perfectly okay. That doesn't mean the student ministry stops for you. That doesn't mean the church stops for you, and that doesn't mean anything really changes for you. We still want to give you the same teaching, the same small group stuff, everything else. We want to give that to you to make sure that you can follow along and you can continue to grow spiritually, just like all the other students in our student ministry. And that's why throughout the week, there'll be different videos coming out for you on our Facebook and on our Instagram page, and also on our website, TheRefugeSM.org. There's going to be a teaching video that comes out every week to go over what we talked about on Sunday night. And this is also good if maybe you missed it and you want to catch up. We're going to go over what we talked about on Sunday night and where we're at in this series. And it's going to be maybe 5 minutes or so just to kind of get you caught up on where we're at. Also, you'll have within the app, you will have the small group questions and kind of some go further stuff and some overviews to give you that to go further in your own walk with God in the series that we're in, and building different spiritual habits and spending time with God, spending time with others, and sharing your story. And we want to give you those as well. We'll talk about those here in a minute within the app. But also there will be some other videos coming out, different devotionals from myself and from other ministry leaders on our student ministry team, as well as some recap videos and everything else. These will all be on our different social media platforms on Facebook and on Instagram, and we'll talk about those in a minute too. So that's some of the major stuff to expect from a program standpoint, at least through the fall of 2020. Now, some different things to help you as a student and to help you as a parent stay connected and to stay up to date on what is going on. There's a few things that you need to know. One of those is social media. This is probably one of the biggest things, not just for students, but also for parents. One of the biggest places for updates for us is on our Facebook page and on our Instagram. Now, if you got to choose to only follow one of those, I would say Instagram is the best bet. That's what our videos are kind of made for and built for, is on Instagram. So I'd say go over there and follow us. It's at TheRefugeSM CF. You can follow us on Instagram and on Facebook as well to kind of stay up to date with those and what's going on. Another really awesome resource for you as a parent as well as you as a student is TheRefugeSM.org. There's a reason why we put it on everything. It's because for this year, it's going to be the hub for a lot of the things that we do digitally as well as in person. This will be a great place for you to find out information about what we're doing. On the Refuge SM, you'll find a lot of links for resources for you as a parent and as a student. One of the big things as a parent for you to sign up for is our monthly email that goes out. This will be an email that goes out every month for you as a parent to get you up to date on what we're talking about that month, as well as some future and upcoming events, any links that you need to sign your student up for any events, as well as parent tips, video, and tools and resources for you as a parent each and every month as you parent a student. So this is really important. This is something that you have to go sign up for on the student ministry website under parent email. Also, at the bottom of the student ministry website is a download for our parent handbook. If you want to download that as a PDF and you can look through that. If you want a physical copy, feel free to reach out to me or pick one up for me on Sunday mornings. You can get that as well. Another really important link that's on the TheRefugeSM.org is Remind. Remind is a text message system that we use here at The Refuge to communicate with students and parents and leaders about things that happen in upcoming decisions and last minute decisions about events, about our Refuge night that happens on Sunday night. This is a great thing for you to sign up for, and you'll get a text message whenever we're doing something. You'll get a reminder about different events so that you never miss out and you never forget about anything that we're doing here at The Refuge. Other links that you'll find on The Refuge will be our social media, such as Facebook and Instagram. You'll also get all the videos that we put out on social media, such as our recap videos and our teaching videos will also be on TheRefugeSM.org for you to see as a parent and for your student to see as well. If they don't have social media, we put them there so that everybody can have access to them. Another important resource that you can find on our website is the Grow Curriculum app. This is an app that you as a parent can use as well as your student to keep you up to date on what we're talking about, where we're going, details on what series that we're in and what the next series is going to be, as well as our small group material, some going further material, details for events. This will all get laid out within that app. You'll download the Grow Curriculum app. You'll put in our specific code to get to our student ministry, and then you as a parent get to see everything that we do. Also, this works well for students so that they can see the options for going further. They can see our small group stuff. And this will be really important as we go through this year. So I encourage you to stop by the Refuge SM, check out all of these resources, the link for the app, and all of these different things that you as a parent and as a student can use this year. Another thing that I've kind of mentioned a little bit already but didn't really fully talk about is the parent handbook as well as t-shirts. These are two things that you can pick up from me on Sunday morning at 11 o'clock before or after our morning service. I'll have these in person if you want a printed copy of the parent handbook, or if your student would like a t-shirt. Normally we would give these away at our in-person fall event, but since this year we got a video instead of an event, you can feel free to pick those up from me on Sunday morning, or maybe even reach out to me. We can set up a time and you can pick up a t-shirt for your students. And if you'd like to buy any additional t-shirts, you can feel free to reach out to me as well. Another thing to get you up to date on coming into the fall is events. We have a couple events coming up for this fall that hopefully will stay in place as long as nothing changes. The first of which being our fall retreat. We work with a couple other churches to make a fall retreat happen for students and to kind of put them together, especially going in, any new students that are coming up or coming in. This gives them a chance to kind of build some community and make some memories together on a trip. And we're planning on going to Beulah Beach with a few other churches and have kind of a weekend retreat. So this is something that you can plan for, and you can find details on the Refuge website for this. It will be the last weekend of October, beginning of November, that transition weekend right there. So that's something that you can plan for. It'll be a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And the cost for that retreat is usually right around $100. So this is something that you as a parent can plan for coming up. Another event is a serving event. We help out with our Operation Christmas Child here at Northampton. We are a central drop-off location for our area and for other churches, and this takes a lot of manpower to make happen. We have a family in our church that kind of heads this up and makes this happen, but we still need more volunteers for this. So there'll be different time slots so your student can serve in the month of November in Operation Christmas Child. So this is something to remember to plan around for the month of November. Also going into December is, as you guessed it, a Christmas party. We do try to do a Christmas party every year with a white elephant gift exchange with different crazy games. And hopefully this will stay on the calendar as well and nothing changes. But this is something that you can plan for in the month of December. That kind of sums up everything that you need to know, in short, as a parent and as a student going into the school year, as far as what our mission is and what our win is, what you can expect program-wise, video-wise, social media-wise, what resources we feel will help you as a student and as a parent, as well as what events to look out for and what things that you can reach out and pick up from me in person that you might need for the school year, such as t-shirts and parent handbooks, all of those things. So I would encourage you, coming up on September 6th, that first Sunday night in September, this will be the first night that we actually meet. It'll be here at the church from 6 to 7:30. We're going to dive into a brand new series talking about spiritual habits called Stretched, and I encourage you to make sure that you're here as a student, and then as a parent, you drop your student off from 6 to 7:30, and you definitely pick them back up at 7:30 or a little after, and don't want them to spend the night here. But thank you for spending all this time watching our kickoff video and getting all of this information. Feel free to rewind and watch it again if you need more info, and stop by TheRefugeSM.org if you need any more details, and make sure you follow us on Instagram and on Facebook at TheRefugeSMCF. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you that first weekend in September.